Happy New Year.
Okay, good evening, everybody. Welcome to this gentle chair yoga practice brought to you by the Cancer Support Community. My name is Julie. I thank you for joining me for chair yoga practice this evening. Let's remember not to do anything that feels uncomfortable, not to do anything that hurts. We can always modify, change positions, or just rest out of a position if we're not finding it comfortable. And this is how we honor our own bodies. So hopefully, if there's one thing you take away from yoga practice, is that it's all about taking care of your own body, taking care of your own self, listening, being able to listen to your body without judgment, but with compassion. And hopefully that this helps. Yoga practice helps with that. Okay, so we're sitting up nice and tall in our chairs, whatever chairs we have chosen. Sitting up tall in itself can be challenging. So I actually pull the flesh of my back end out behind me when I'm sitting in a chair, just to make sure that my pelvis is neutral. I can feel my tailbone lift a little bit underneath me, feet flat on the floor. If you're shorter in stature, use a shorter chair, right? You'd like, when you do any chair type of movement or exercise, or even sitting in a chair at the office, your hips should be slightly higher than your knees. I don't know if you are aware of that, but that's proper posture, postural alignment for us. If the hips are lower than the knees, then that's a challenging to sit up straight. It's hard on the spine. So that's one piece I can give you. So if you don't have a taller chair, but you feel you need one, then use a cushion or something on the seat of the chair to lift your hips up a little bit higher so they come up a little bit above the knees. Okay? Sitting up nice and tall, thinking about our sit bones. We have two sets of sit bones underneath us, and we'd like to sit forward of the sit bones, not back. If you sit and you rock back on your sit bones, you'll feel your tailbone tuck underneath you. And we don't want that to happen. We want to sit to the front of the sit bones so we feel the arch in the lower back and we can lengthen the spine up long, right? So a lot to say about sitting, but it is important, and this is a great thing to do to practice this way of sitting if you're sitting for any length of time at a table or desk, right? So feet are about hips width apart or wider. Just go where you feel stable. That's really the most important thing. Let's just relax our arms by our sides for a minute and lift up the shoulder joints, move them straight back behind us, and then slide them down slowly. You'll notice that you lean back just a little bit, right? The front of the body against the strength of the back body. Now you can gently bend the elbows and place the hands on your thighs. And again, you should feel like you're leaning back just a little bit, and that's okay. Draw the chin down so it's parallel to the floor and not lifted. Take a minute, breathe in and breathe out. So not knowing how you're all feeling this evening, if you're feeling tired and logy, or if you're feeling kind of scattered or anxious or having difficulty focusing or concentrating, we can use this one method that I think works for both those things. So with the eyes open, I want you to bend your elbows. Your hands are about shoulder height or lower, and I want you to start shaking. I want you to keep the head, neck, and shoulders and arms loose, and I want you to shake them out. You don't need to lift them up very high. So the head and neck are loose, the arms are shaking, just keep shaking. And then in a little bit, I'm gonna say 1, 2, 3, drop. And when I do that, you're gonna place your hands back on your lap and close your eyes. Nice tall position here. Just shake a little bit more, let everything be loose. The head, the neck, the shoulders, the arms, nice and loose. Don't worry about it, nobody's watching you, it's okay. They're recording me, so I'm the only one that looks like a wacky inflatable tube advertising guy here. Take a nice big in-breath and exhale, and then 1, 2, 3, drop. Relax your hands on your lap. You can close your eyes if you like. You're still sitting tall in your chair, erect, but not too tense. So let's bring our attention to our breath right now. Breathing in, know that you are breathing in. Breathing out, know that you are breathing out. And it's okay if you're breathing heavy or if you're breathing slower or faster. You don't have to change anything. Just stay aware of the breath. As you inhale, know you're breathing in. As you exhale, know you're breathing out. Maybe you notice a feeling of softness, a little bit of relaxation to the shoulders, down to the arms. A heaviness in the hips against the seat of the chair. A feeling of being grounded and connected at the bottom of the feet to the floor. Just focus back on the breath. Inhaling and exhaling. Think about what your intention for practice is this evening. And it may be something big or something small. You may not even be sure why you're taking class tonight, what the heck. But just take a moment. Do you have an intention? It's okay if you don't. Good. And then go ahead and open your eyes. So sometimes when we're fatigued or tired, we think, well, if we don't have any energy, then we can't move. We can't be active in any way. And it's actually the opposite, right? If you start a little activity, then it will create energy. We just have to do it mindfully and at our own pace. So if you're feeling logy or you can't concentrate, which is kind of the opposite of that, go ahead and shake it out in your own home. Shake a leg, stand up, do some goofy movements. Do a little of that Elaine Bennis dancing from Seinfeld, whatever works for you, right? So, just to kind of shake it up and get the body moving. Getting the body moving, creating energy doesn't just mean, traditional exercise, like aerobics or cycling or running. It doesn't have to be that. It can be just some shaking or some simple movement. Okay? Sitting up nice and tall, reaching up to the tops of the ears. Let's inhale the palms up over our head or as far as they're going to go. And then exhale them back down. And then again, just go at your own pace. So the speed at which your arms are moving kind of sort of goes along with the speed of your breathing. One is not trying to catch up with the other. Inhaling and exhaling. We practice yoga slowly so we can feel the movements in our body. We can notice the sensations. Not to judge them or change them or make them better, quote unquote, but just to feel what it's like to be moving in this body and breathing in this body. Yoga is how your body interprets the asana, the postures. That's in the ancient writings of yoga, the Yoga Sutras. And now just relax the arms down by your sides. Notice how they feel. We're going to bring the arms out front now with the fingers dangling down, the hands dangling down, kind of lifting up to the top of the wrist. Inhale up at the top of the wrist. Exhale down, 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 down with the heels of the palms. So it's kind of like you're painting a fence. Inhale up with the backs of the hands. Exhale down, palms of the hands. Good. And just do that. You can keep your elbows bent. You can keep this really close to your body and really small if you like. If you practice any Tai Chi, this movement may be familiar to you. You can take it out and then bring it back and soften down. So you can make this a circular movement with the arms, or you can just keep that waterfall motion straight up and straight down. Inhaling and exhaling. And maybe just one more. Nice. So now we're going to take this left hand up and over to the right side of our head. Fingertips lightly touching. Inhale here. Exhale. Bring the left ear to the left shoulder. So you're not necessarily pressing down with this left hand, but maybe those left fingers are guiding the neck to lengthen a little bit, not necessarily press down towards the top of the shoulder. So the fingers may kind of engage that feeling of lengthening through the neck. If you want to feel this more, you can extend the opposite arm out. You're going to feel this even more. It's a big stretch. Be mindful. And then we'll switch. I'm going to bring that right arm up. Fingertips over to the left side of the head. Just gently inhale here. Exhale, draw the right ear towards the right shoulder. So you're only moving this maybe an inch. You don't want to like really pull the head towards the shoulder. Just let it go where it feels comfortable. Fingertips just use to maybe lengthen the neck out, but not push the head down. And you can take the opposite arm out if you want more stretch. Or if it feels good and you're thinking, oh, I'll try that. Because I'm enjoying this next stretch. And then release. Awesome. Let's roll the shoulders up, down, and back. It's like self-massage, these shoulder rolls that we like so much. Right, so let's bring our arms out in front, elbows bent, forearms lifted. Inhale, opening to that cactus or goalpost position, and exhale, closing. This is very simple, and this doesn't have to be that fitness version of this where you're squeezing, and you let the muscles work. Notice what muscles are working to both keep the elbows up and to move the arms forward and back. So a lot of muscles. Where do you notice it? You feel it in the front of the chest? Do you feel it above the armpits or in the upper back? Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Very good. We're just going to bring these down. Rolling those shoulders back once again. So feet on the floor. We have the knees over the ankles, right? And the feet are about hips width apart or a little wider. So I'm going to ask you to place your hands towards the front of your knees. Inhale here. Exhale, hinge forward, sliding the hands back towards the top of your thighs. So you're hinging forward and your back is lengthening. On an inhale, come back up to the nice tall position. So inhaling here and exhaling, hinge. Oh boy, really lengthening out. Inhaling. So that's what a hinge, a hip hinge is. We hinge at the hips and the spine stays lengthened. Inhaling back up. Exhaling to hinge. This is also good, if you have any intestinal issues, you can liken it to laying on the floor and drawing your knees in towards your chest, right? That can be comforting sometimes if you have a little, intestinal issues. Some people enjoy that. And it's a nice stretch for the lower back of the hips. Inhaling and exhaling. Oof. And inhaling. So this time as we exhale, we're going to come forward and we're going to release those hands by our sides, kind of like skiing, as if you had ski poles. So you're reaching the hips back, you're reaching the fingertips back, and the neck and the back is very long. Gorgeous. So pressing into the bottom of your feet and keeping the belly firm. Inhale, sweep the arms, come all the way up. Good. And exhale out. Gorgeous. Inhale here, exhale, hinge. Good. Fingertips back. Here we go again. Inhale, sweep up, push into the feet. And exhale, big half a circle. Let's do that a few more times. Nice. And then sweep it up. And exhale. Inhale here, exhale, hinge. Inhale, sweep and push into those feet. And exhale, circle. Keep your head above your heart. This isn't about how far or how low you can go, right? It's just about how it feels. Notice the muscles working at the hips and the legs when you hinge forward and up. Gorgeous. Just one more. Ooh, stretch those hips back, lengthen the spine. Up, strong belly, strong back. Gorgeous. Great job. Great job. So let's move the legs just a little bit. We want to get them going here. So we're just going to take the hands to half mast or half here. Inhale here, exhale, lift one knee in towards the chest. Stay kind of tall, but not rigid. Don't push your chest forward like a military person. Circle the ankle one direction or the other. So you're sitting up tall, but there's probably a little bit of roundness in the spine as you bring the knee closer to your chest. Depends upon you. And release. And let's try the other side. Inhale here, exhale, bring this in. Again, you're staying kind of tall here, but not pushing the chest forward, not trying to arch the back in any way. Circle the ankle one direction and then the other. Snap, crackle, pop. As the joints move. Right, beautiful. And down. So got a little bit of warm up there. So with your feet on the floor, lift up your heels and lower them. So you're kind of coming up on your toes. Notice when you lift up your heels, if your ankles automatically bow out to the sides or your knees do. Try to think when you come up on your toes that you're pushing at that spot underneath the big toe and the second toe. So that's where most of the work is, to lift the heel. We want it to lift straight up. We don't want the ankles to bow out to the sides. Okay, so just practice it one more time. Awesome. Very good, very good. So we're going to move in towards the knees, sitting up nice and tall, and you're just going to kind of lift this right leg, and you're going to kick out a little bit. So loosening up that knee joint, straightening and bending the leg. This is a lot of work for the waist, front of the waist, back of the waist. If you want to challenge yourself, you can take your arms out when you do this. It's a challenge, more so of a challenge overhead, but for the knee itself, we're just kind of loosening it up. This is a great way to put it. Squeezing the muscle in the front of the thigh and release. Great job. So wherever you put your hands is fine, okay? And it doesn't matter how high you lift your foot. So we're gonna lift the other foot, and we're just gonna bend and unbend the knee. You may notice one is different than the other. Please continue to sit tall. Try not to round your back towards the back of the chair. And again, you can take the arms out. You kind of kick gently. We're sweeping that shin forward and back. Take the arms up overhead if you like. Just kind of warming up that knee joint. A little strength through the quadriceps in the front of your thighs. Ah, gorgeous. Put her down. Great job. All right, so let's make our circles. These are what I call serotonin circles. So what you're doing is rocking across the bottom of your hips. Kind of like those toys when I was young, they were called Weebles, and their bottom halves were round. I think same thing with those inflatable punching Bozo the Clown things too. So that's what you're doing. You're rocking across the bottom of your hips. So the spine stays long. So they often call this stirring the pot, where the spine would be the handle of the wooden spoon. Let's go in the other direction now. This movement is said to help release serotonin in your body. So if you have difficulty sleeping at night, you could try doing a little bit of this. Don't get too vigorous, but just do a little bit of this. See if it helps. Or throughout the day, if your lower back feels kind of tight or achy, or your hips, this is a nice movement to do. These circles, very gentle, very easy, originating from Kundalini yoga style. All right. And then sit up nice and tall. I like to do the 6 positions of the spine with you every time we come together. So let's release the arms by our sides and stay nice and tall. Inhale the right arm up and bring it over a little bit. So this is a side bend for that right side. You can put the left hand on your chair, okay? But hug the front and back of your waist in towards the middle. Now, if you can't bring your arm all the way over, then don't. But let's keep the heart open towards the front. Open the heart towards your toes, okay? So that it's lifted and open. It doesn't matter how far over you can reach. Come on back up. Again, keep the front and back of the waist hugging in and both sides of the rib cage hugging in towards the center. Here comes the other, reaching over. You don't have to lift a hip off the chair. Let them both just do what's natural. The arm can come over as far as is comfortable. If bringing the arm over makes you tuck your chin down, then don't bring the arm over as far, okay? Keep the head up, keep the heart open. Now we're gonna be able to go from side to side with our breath, which feels really lovely. Inhale, windmill the arms. Exhale, over, stretch through that rib cage. Inhale, exhale, as if you're stretching that side of your waist, your ribs, like taffy. Inhale, exhale, ooh. We do what we do in yoga for the feel good. I think people don't know that. It's not easy per se, because stretching requires strength, right? So flexibility without strength is merely collapse. So in order to become more flexible and to feel these beautiful feel-good sensations that we get from some of the yoga that we do, we need to be strong as we build flexibility. Keeping everything firm. Oh boy, and just maybe a couple more. You can always do as many of these or as few of these as you like. Gorgeous. Awesome. Okay, so now we feel kind of lifted and open through here, which is great. So we're going to lift our hands up and lift our rib cage up on the right and left side. And inhale here. And as we exhale, bring the hands to goalpost position and turn your heart to the right. You're going to notice your hips move a little bit, and that's great. That's perfect. Breathe. Keep the shoulders in line with each other. Nice tall spine. Inhale back to center. You can reach up if you want to, but you don't have to. Exhale to the bent elbow position and turn in the other direction. Good. Feel your hips move. That's natural. And we're going to do that a few more times. Inhale up or not. And exhale, turn. Nice and tall. Ooh. Gorgeous. Just gorgeous. Nice. Oh boy, maybe one more of each. And back to the center. Ooh, okay. So we haven't done all 6 positions of the spine yet, but we will, don't worry. So sitting up nice and tall. Let's stretch out that right leg, heel down, toes up. So you can straighten the knee. If you can't straighten the knee and there's a bend in it, that's okay too, but lift the toes. Lift the toes as much as you can. Lift the toes as much as you can. Awesome. The other leg the knee stays bent and the foot and ankle are lined up. Great job. Let's inhale here. And as we exhale, let's hinge forward like we did before. Hands behind us, strong, straight back. You're going to feel an increased stretch in the back of that right leg. Come up higher if it's too much, and then inhale up. And then let's do it again. As we hinge and reach, we're stretching through the back of that right hip, right leg, and inhale up. Good. And exhale, hinge. Gorgeous. And inhale up. So, okay, now we're going to come to the goalpost or cactus position with the arms, and we're going to turn towards our left knee. Inhale here. Exhale, turn. You'll notice that your right leg got longer, I hope. And that's a beautiful thing. Very nice. Very good. Breathe. Stay nice and tall. Inhale here. Exhale back to the center position. Awesome. Let's try the other leg. Stretch her out. Heel down. Toes up. It's okay if the knee bends a little. You do what works for you. Sitting up nice and tall. Feeling that beautiful stretch. Inhaling here. Exhaling, adding the hinge. Right, which is going to increase the feeling of the stretch. And you can inhale halfway or all the way, whatever works. And exhale, stretch, hips back, spine lengthens forward. Inhale up. Exhale, whether you use both arms overhead or not, it's completely up to you. You don't have to. You can keep the arms at shoulder height. Exhale, stretch. Nice, just opening up the hamstrings, the back of the hips a little bit more. Ooh. Maybe that makes your back feel better. We'll see. And reach. Oh, nice. Very good. One more time. And reach. Now keep the left leg extended out. Here comes the goalpost or cactus position. Inhale here. Exhale, turning to the right. Keeping the shoulders in line with each other. You're going to feel that left leg get a little longer, and that's okay. That's exactly correct. Just sit here for a breath or two, relaxing the shoulders and the elbows. Keep the spine nice and long. Each exhale hugs the muscles in, so the twist may feel a little better with each exhale. Nice, and then come on back. Oh, gorgeous, 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 beautiful. So that's a wonderful feeling. Both legs come in. Let's take our feet out into a wide position. All right, this may come off of your mat, and that's okay. Remember to keep the knees and ankles lined up, and whatever direction your knees pointing in, your toes need to point the same direction, okay? This is a stretch for the inner thigh, your adductors, okay? So we don't want the inner thighs to buckle in, but we don't want to push on them either. So we just kind of hold on. Good. Now I want you to push your right shoulder forward, so this turns your waist, and then continue turning to the left. Okay. Come back to the center position. So keep the hands here without pushing, just holding the knees. Now you're going to push the left shoulder forward. This starts to turn the waist to the right. Go ahead and keep turning the waist to the right. Gorgeous. And then back to center. Now to make this a little bit more, like a little bit more feeling, a little bit more sensation, you can hinge at the hip when you do this one, or you can stay up tall. So if you hinge at the hip and you move the shoulder forward, this right arm, the elbow is going to straighten as I turn my chest to the left. And then I'm going to come back to center. And then the left elbow is going to straighten as I push the left shoulder forward and turn. You may notice that you feel this in your back, especially in the lower part of the back on the left and right side. You have a muscle that runs across back there, your QL. This is a great stretch for that. Inhale and exhale. Again, you don't have to push on your knees at all. We're just keeping them where they are, not letting them buckle in, that's all. One more time on each side. Shoulder comes forward and back and forward. Yay. And back. Very good, very good. So earlier we did those serotonin circles. So now I'd like to do them with a wider position, but we're going to use our arms for these, okay? So wide position, I'm going to take my left arm out. And I'm going to bring it over to the right. Okay. And then here we go. Sweep and up. Reach your left hand over to the right corner. Sweep down, now left corner. And come on up. So hold at each corner. Sweep, right corner and hold, belly firm. Down, sweep, left corner and hold. Really extending the spine, belly firm, and inhale up. So that's where you're going to feel more work, when you stop at the corner and the spine is lengthened. And sweep, and corner, and up. Very nice. One more time on this side. And corner, hold for a second. Sweep, corner, and up. Nice job. Woo. Awesome. So you may really feel that. When we extend to the corner, we don't want to hunch. We want to keep the back flat, so it's a bit of a hinge. Okay? Here we go. So we're going to take this right hand over. We're going to bring it down. Now over to the right corner. Up. Over to the left corner. And down. Here we go. And up. Great job. Just do this a few more times. Just breathing naturally. But see if you can hold for an extra second at the corner when the spine is long and you can feel the work in the back and the abdominals. Woohoo, yes. Side and up. Side and down. Side and up. So maybe one more. We got this, right? Side and down. Side and up. Woohoo. Maybe you're feeling this. That's okay. It's all right. It's all good. You want to just make the simple circles, you can. You can always do that too if you need to loosen up through the core, through the back and the sides of the waist. All right, so let's do a little bit of balancing. I would say that's an important thing to do. So sitting up nice and tall to the front of the sit bones, feet flat on the floor. You're going to inhale, left arm out, right knee. Good. Now, if you can take this arm out if you want and extend. That's up to you. Hold, hold, hold. Now, you may feel your torso leaning to the back of the chair, but not rounding, okay? Keep the rib cage, right, left sides hugging in towards the center. And release. Great job. Right arm, left leg. Good. And you can take that arm out. You can extend that leg if you want, right? Again, you may feel like leaning back, but it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Right, whatever works. So now you have some options. We're going to do a few more of these on each side. You can just lift the knee or you can straighten the leg. So you decide what's going to work for you this evening. Up, arm and leg. So maybe you keep the knee bent. Maybe you stretch the leg out. I don't know. It's up to you. Other arm goes out. If you want to really get froggy, both hands up. Hug the right left side of your rib cage in towards the center. You're going to find a lot of support there. However you decide to do this. Whether you just keep the knee bent or straightening the leg out, doesn't matter. You do what works for you. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Press through the bottom of that foot. And release. Nice job, nice job, nice job. So we're going to just change this a little bit. We're going to extend out the right leg. So the right leg is straight. You're going to flex the right foot, and you can keep a little bend in the right knee, of course. So we usually start with the bent knee, and then we extend. So we're gonna see if we can lift this extended leg, okay? So you can place the hands here or behind your ears to stretch the elbows. So you kind of decide where is most comfortable. And as we inhale, we're gonna lift this leg up. It's a lot of work for the hips. And then lower it down, okay? And lift it up. And lower it down. Keep that chest open. Lift it up. Woohoo! And lower it down. Keeping that chest open. Lift it up. Woohoo! And lower it down. Great job. There's another leg. So here we go. The other side. So we start with it like that. If this is really challenging for you, it's okay. You can bend the knee to lift it and then extend it. It's okay. Do what works for you. Again, hands here or here if you want more of a challenge. It's just how you feel in this evening, okay? So pulling in the right and left sides of the rib cage, you're gonna lift up. Nice, good, 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 good. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And then gently lower. Great job. Pull it in again. Woohoo. Good, 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 good. And then lower. You can hold it less or more. It's completely up to you and how you're feeling. Please don't crane your neck forward. Don't move your head back a little bit towards your fingers or towards the back of the chair. And lower. And then maybe one more. This is going to build strength in the quadriceps. And lower. Woo, nice job. You may even feel that here. It's not just your quadriceps, it's also your hip flexors, okay? You want everything to be good and strong. Let's widen out so we can do the last two positions of the spine, which are flexion and extension. So we lead with the rib cage. On cow pose, the rib cage pushes forward and the whole back arches. So the heart moves forward, your hips move back and up a little bit. So it's a big arch of the spine. Inhale here. Now as you exhale, pull the rib cage back towards the back of the chair. This rounds this back. I'll turn sides, you can see it better. So round back. Good, good, good. Tailbone tucks under, the head releases down. Once again, up, push the rib cage forward, arching the back. Feel the tailbone lift. These can be big for you or small. This also stretches the abdominals. On the next exhalation, pull the rib cage back to the back of the chair. Feel the tailbone tuck under. The head moves down a little. Whatever your lower back does, your neck does. So you want to see if that's really true. Come on up. Now, as you push your rib cage forward, lift your tailbone behind you and notice that your chin lifts. And now as you press the rib cage back, feel your tailbone tuck under, feel your head move down. So the lower back and the neck are sympathetic curves. Let's do a few more of these. Just breathe in and breathe out. You can just hold one or the other if the stretch feels really good to you. That's okay too. Woohoo. Just one more. And then come up to seated, tall in the chair, bring the feet in. And let's hold on to the back of the chair. You can hold on to the back of the chair, or you can hold your hands together. Hold your thumb or clasp your hands, or hold a strap, whatever you might have. The point here is to keep the elbows a little bent always, and to widen the front of your shoulder joints apart. Once you've widened the front of your shoulder joints apart, slide your shoulder blades down your back. Good, 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 good. So you're feeling a lot of stretching and opening in the front of the shoulders and the front of the chest. This may be really a little bit too intense for you, and that's okay. You can just hold on to the chair. Just do the best that you can, okay? Everyone's different here. No worries. We do what we can. We leave the rest behind. Woo. And then release. Awesomely awesome. Very nice, very nice. So I'd like to work on some forward bending, and it's really nicely done from the standing position. So if you feel like standing, or you can do it from the seated position. When you do forward bend from the seated position, you have to widen your feet apart so that you can forward bend, okay? If you want to do it from standing, ankles underneath the knees, lean forward just like we were practicing with that hinge. The butt widens back, press into the heels, and up you come. All right. So take your time standing up, however you can do it. Now, you can do your forward bending to the back of the chair. or to the seat of the chair, okay? Or some of you might even be able to do it to the floor. So you choose how far you're going to feel comfortable forward bending, because a forward bend is a way to stretch the spine. You want the vertebrae to round and to open. That's what we want. So you don't have to take your hands to the floor though to do that, okay? So stand a little bit away from your chair so you have some room. Thigh bones back, shoulders back. Good job. So imagine that you're resting the front of your body against the back of your body. Feel the thighs engage. Feel the weight move through the heels into the ground. Line your shoulder joints over your hip joints. So you're going to be leaning back, it feels like. Bring the chin to parallel. Let the top of your ears reach up towards the ceiling. Challenge your balance by closing your eyes here if you like. This is mountain pose, or what we call Tadasana. Part of one of my favorite poems. I sat with the mountain until only the mountain remained. Beautiful. Now, when you're ready, open the eyes. You're going to inhale your arms up. And as you exhale, we're going to sweep the hands, bend the knees a little bit, so we feel that the waist is working, the spine is long. Now, when you bring your hands to the back of the chair or the seat of the chair, you can bend the knees a little bit more, but what I'd like you to do is begin to round the spine, letting the front of your waist hug in towards your pelvis. You can rest your forearms on the back of the chair or on the seat of the chair. But the point here in the forward bend is to tuck your low belly gently up into your pelvis so you feel a rounding at the part of your back where the top of your pants is. See if you let the head relax, let the spine kind of hang down from the tailbone. Just relax and peace here. You're okay. You don't have to take your head lower than your heart if that's not something that you want to do. But we definitely want to pull gently or draw gently the low belly up and in so the spine rounds just a bit, if not a lot, which is fine. Take a few breaths here. And then when you're ready, you're going to put your hands on the seat of the chair or the back of the chair and straighten your elbows a bit. So now we're into strengthened position once again. You can bend the knees as much as you need to, okay? But the waist needs to be strong because the back is long, okay? So we'll place one hand on one thigh and one hand on the other thigh, still a long back. And when you're ready, squeeze your sit bones to your heels, move your chest up into your back, inhale up, you take the arms overhead, and hands to heart center. Hold steady, use your chair. I'm ready to feel dizzy. Good job. The purpose of forward bends are to stretch the spine, to open it up, to give some ease to the vertebrae. So think about that when you do forward bends, right? You're looking for a little bit of ease. Let's come back to the chair. Well, we didn't do a lot here, but what we would like to do now is open up the hip area before we're finished, and that would be your thighs, all right, and your outer hips. So let's start with the front of the hips, the thigh muscles and the hips, the hip flexor. Turn side in your chair and slide the front foot back. So both knees are bent, but this front knee is pointing towards the ground. So very firmly point that knee, this front knee, towards the ground. Pull your belly in and up a bit. And you're going to feel a big stretch in the front of your thigh and the front of your hip. You can reach that same arm up if you find that you can do that. Because we definitely want to stretch through the front of the thigh, right, the quadricep muscle. The only other way to get this stretch is to stand on one foot and grab your ankle, or to lay on your side, bend your knees and grab one ankle. So think about that. Keep stretching that knee to the ground and that arm upward. Keep drawing the belly in and up to feel the stretch. The hip flexor and the quadricep. Very good. And then just bring that arm down. Nice. We're going to step that foot in and switch sides. Can you do this standing? Sure you can. Make sure though that the front knee is bent. I call this the front knee because it's the one closest to the front of the chair. but make sure that this front knee is bent, because that's how you're going to get the stretch through the quadriceps, with the knee bent, okay? Pull the belly button in, stretch that knee to the ground. And if you want, you can lift that arm up, kind of like lifting up through the rib cage a bit. You're going to feel the stretch maybe a little bit more intensely. Pointing one knee down, pulling the belly button in. Woohoo! Nice, very good. Really feeling the stretch, drawing that belly in. Inhale here, exhale, release. Lean into the chair, come forward. So the Piriformis Stretch, one of the favorite stretches. You have come options here. You can cross your leg like you're having coffee with your friend, or you can make a number 4, right? Foot is flexed either way. Or you can just cross the one ankle over the top of the other ankle or shin and widen the knee out to the side. So you have 3 options for this stretch, okay? So do whichever one works for you. Make sure the foot is flexed, either one you choose. Reach up to the rib cage, nice and tall. Inhale here, exhale, hands here. Inhale here, exhale, gently hinge. I don't care how far forward you hinge, but just put the hand, one on the outer knee, one on the bottom of the foot. Just a connected, kind of circular type of energy. And I'm only hinging a few inches with my back nice and straight, and I can really feel the stretch in the outer hip, my outer left hip. If you feel any pain in your knees or ankles, then you need to change a little bit. You need to like not hinge forward, maybe just stay upright. Tight hips can create issues with the tracking of the hip, the knee, and the ankle. So it makes sense that tight hips can result in knee issues. Beautiful, very nice. Feel that stretch, sit in it for another breath. We're almost there. Whew. And then come on up, great job. So now we're gonna cross the other side. Again, you can do the ankle, widen the knee out. You can cross like you're having coffee, or you can cross here. But the most important thing is to sit up as tall as you can, flex your foot, whatever position you're in. But the minute you sit up tall in your chair, the stretch begins. You can inhale up, if you like, exhale halfway, and then hinge and gently hold on to the outer knee and the foot. So maybe you're only hinging a half an inch, or maybe you're hinging 2 or 3 inches. It's whatever works for you, as long as you feel no pain. We move away from pain. We have to acknowledge what we're actually feeling and look at it, so that we know to move away when we get too close to our edge. So we don't push too far and maybe experience pain or injury. So you have to keep your eyes wide open to know what is your limit, right? If you never try, you'll never know. But we never move to the point of pain. It's just not worth it. Breathing, feeling the big stretching that's going on here in the outer hip. Gorgeous. And then come on up. Great job. Woo. All right, so now you can sit in your chair for just a minute. So we don't have to wave our arms around. We don't have to shake, but we're going to sit for a moment. And then I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, drop. And I want you to kind of drop into the chair, kind of settle the body down into the chair, maybe close the eyes, okay? So find your seat in your chair. 1, 2, 3, drop. Maybe you notice that you're still sitting up tall, but you've softened, you've settled down into the chair. Allowing your eyes to close if you like. Notice any sensations, softness or warmth in the hands or the feet, vibration, pulsation, whatever sensations are there. And then on the breath, not to change the breath, notice it. Inhaling, know that you're breathing in. Exhaling, know that you're breathing out. And you can give yourself a little gift if you like. On the exhales, notice that delicious feeling of letting go and relaxing that exists in each exhale. Enjoy it. So each exhale is a gift to you. Good. And then go ahead and open your eyes gently. Great job this evening with your chair yoga practice. I honor the divine teachers within all of you. May we all find peace no matter what we are given. Namaste, my friends. Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here, sharing your evening with me.